Hi, and welcome to our video for caregivers on insulin physiology and type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes doesn't just affect the blood sugar, it impacts the body at a cellular level, and understanding this can help you see the bigger picture. In this video, we'll explore what's happening inside and how it affects your loved one's overall health. So, what is insulin and why is it important? Insulin is a hormone secreted by the pancreas. It acts like a key to open up the glucose channels in the cells so that glucose can be used as energy in the body. Insulin also helps regulate the amount of sugar in the blood. So, on a cellular level, insulin binds to the insulin receptors on the cell membranes. This triggers a signaling cascade that facilitates glucose uptake. The cascade moves GLUT4 transporters to the cell surface, allowing the glucose to enter the cells efficiently. But in type 2 diabetes, the insulin still binds to the receptor, but there is a defect in signaling the GLUT4 transporters, so glucose can't enter the cell. Because glucose can't enter the cell, there's additional sugar in the blood, which is why we would say people with diabetes have high blood sugar. Key tissues that are involved in this process are muscle, adipose, and liver.
Hello there. I've got a question for you. Have you ever rushed out to deposit some cash in your bank account only to find out that the ATM machine is broke? Well, if you're like me, then yes. So what's going on at the cellular level in type 2 diabetes? If you could imagine that every cell in your body is like a microscopic ATM machine, this may help to understand what's going on. Your bank card is like a molecule of insulin. When you insert your bank card into the receiver or the receptor of the ATM machine, it sends a signal internally and allows that slot to open for you to deposit the cash. In many ways, your cells act just the same way. However, in type 2 diabetes, the signal is not coming through for the channel to open for your cash to enter the cell. This cash is glucose, the energy that your cells need to carry out all their functions properly. You'll learn more about the pathophysiology of this disease in the slides to come.
So now let's turn our attention to the organ level physiology and systemic effects. So as mentioned earlier, the pancreas is the key organ in insulin production, which relies on beta cells located in its endocrine tissues to regulate blood sugar. And as a response to insulin resistance, the pancreas compensates by producing even more insulin. Over time, this can overwork beta cells, causing damage that ultimately decreases the insulin production and creates a double whammy effect of now not only insulin resistance, but also low insulin production. This is called hyperglycemia or high blood sugar. A few complications to watch out for include a drop in potassium levels, which is often lost in urine through the kidneys. This can be compounded by frequent urination due to issues with dehydration from excess water entering inside the cells. The double whammy of reduced insulin production and increased insulin resistance worsens over time, leading to the thickening of blood vessel walls and their surrounding outer membranes, which is a condition called arteriosclerosis. This can lead to cardiovascular issues such as strokes, heart attacks, and peripheral artery disease. It can also cause kidney damage when high blood sugar damages its tiny filters called the glomeruli. Additionally, eye damage or retinopathy can occur when damages to blood vessels in the retina cause them to leak fluid. This can lead to blurry vision and blindness as the retina compensates and forms new blood vessels. Lastly, it can create nerve damage or neuropathy as increases to sorbitol pull excess water into nerve cells. This can affect Schwann cells, which produce the protective myelin sheath around afferent neurons. You can think of myelin as the insulation around electrical wiring, and when damaged, causes sensory loss. Issues from this include gastroparesis or delayed stomach emptying, as well as orthostatic hypotension or dizziness when standing up from a seated position. Further, sensory loss in the feet combined with poor circulation means minor injuries go unnoticed and may lead to ulcers, gangrene, and even amputation.
Addressing insulin dysregulation, supporting healthy physiology. On a cellular level, one of the main ways to address insulin dysregulation is dietary modification. Imagine having a high carbohydrate rich meal and your blood glucose going up. So, to avoid that, we want to have a low glycemic diet that helps stabilize the blood sugar and reduce the body's demand for insulin. That looks like eating more veggies and having a low carb diet. Another way is by exercise. So if you exercise, you have more of this protein that is GLUT4. GLUT4, if you look here in this picture, helps the glucose to be able to go out of your bloodstream and into the cell where it can be beneficial, leading to even glycolysis or glycogenesis. So if you exercise, your body's producing more GLUT4 protein, which then allows the glucose to get out your cell and be productive. Pharmaceutical interventions. There is many medications, such as metformin, which helps the body to use insulin better and lowers the amount of sugar in the liver. There is GLP-1, which is a class of medications that enhance insulin secretion. There is also insulin therapy when people cannot produce their own natural production that helps to create insulin in the body.
Moving on to the caregiver's role in supporting the physiological health of type 2 diabetics, there are a few things to consider, including glucose level monitoring, physical activity, emotional, and practical support. There are multiple ways to monitor glucose levels, such as blood glucose meters, which are the finger prick variety, continuous glucose monitors that can link up to your phone, insulin pumps that mimic the pancreas, and A1C testing done at the doctor's office. Physical activity is very important and can enhance insulin sensitivity and overall health. Aerobic exercise such as walking, cycling, or jogging, resistance training, flexibility, and balance exercises can all be beneficial to diabetics. In addition, type 2 diabetics may need encouragement to manage their stress and maintain a healthy lifestyle that will aid in the management of their diabetes. In conclusion, type 2 diabetes is a serious but manageable disease, and we hope that you have learned some new and useful information from our video.